matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Let's go now. Pass the 60. Pass. Ready.
The drive starts with a carry by Sermon.
Oh, he's got some breathing room.
And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
A huge play there right off the bat. 78 yards on the ground.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. It'll be Hurts on the option.
And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown.
Jalen Hurts,
his 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Eagles go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. They had 3 tight ends in on that. Really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Prescott to throw it. Left side to Lamb. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Prescott. And they try to set up the screen, but that almost disaster as it falls incomplete. Very nearly a turnover, but it's 4th down. Marr able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
Back to Sermon on 1st down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And tip your cap to DeMarcus Lawrence. Nice play defensively.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd down, it's Sermon. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was pop free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
Hurts fumbles it. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Eagles. 20, 10, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Elliott now to have the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Again, it's Elliott. And he's got room. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. 67 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. After one, a 14-3 ball game. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Hassan Reddick. And the Eagles are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers fumbles it.
It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Hurts to throw. It's caught by Sanders. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away. and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Elliott.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 83 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play caller, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yards lost, but gain a few extra.
Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And this is caught at the 8. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the 1st down. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Brett Maher now for the Cowboy field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Maher is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, you know, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
23 yards the pickup there. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinals. Mustang 19.
But 1st down, Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
In a draft day stunner, A.J. Brown was shipped from Tennessee to Philadelphia. He appeared to be the long-awaited answer for Tennessee at receiver. And now he can be that same long.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And the Cowboys are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save? That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it. And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because we always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case, the defense won.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. On the return, Jackson. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Going deep here for Watkins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive. Room here to run. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 104 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
First down, Prescott. And this one is incomplete.
But one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Elliott running right. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Well, the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because...
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
That was a good, forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw on that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
Running the jet sweep as Prescott backs it forward, and he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Trying to run forward with Pollard. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
They'll run it with Elliott. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. This offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, tried to help him shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up. Dallas Goedert really flourished as Philadelphia's unquestioned #1 tight end. He's a big-time field stretcher for first-time starter Jalen Hurts and averaged the 2nd most yards per reception among tight ends in the league. Won't hurt his average there with that first down pickup.
He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Landon Collins. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Pollard going to try the right side. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let him know right away I'm throwing it. I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. The kick by Maher is good, and the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Kelvin Joseph. And the return will stop right around the 25. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
On 2nd down, Elliott. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Brett Maher now for the Cowboy field goal. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. Maher able to put this one through. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
From deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2nd and 12.
Cowboy 8. No, no. Hurt.
Again, it's Sermon. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
116 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well.
We knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready?
Throwing is Hurts.
And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 25-yard line.
19 Tiger.
Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync,
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Grant Calcaterra.
His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Eagles have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Prescott off play action. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Prescott now. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be Eagles football 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear of risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
60. Warriors, 70. 70,
It's a second down run with Sanders. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
Okay, break. Hey, smash record. Check mash, check mash. Cup 19.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready.
Sermon now on 1st and 10. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
18 Cardinal.
They run once more with Sermon. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
19 tight.
Back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. Elliott on for the extra point. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Dak. And that is incomplete.
They've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now as to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Desperation time. Prescott on fourth. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Ready?
Straight ahead, it's Sermon. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Up the middle, here's Sermon. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. So a big, big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. This to get the lead up to 4. And his kick is right there. It's good. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. Fields the squib kick right around the 30. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end.
They ain't got no job, need someone to take her home. I hop up in the car, whip like Indiana Jones. Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear down.